Real Housewives of Sydney veteran Lisa Oldfield rushed to hospital for emergency surgery, not on my to-do list. Real Housewives of Sydney star Lisa Oldfield has revealed she suffered a serious medical emergency. Lisa, 50, took to Instagram on Wednesday to share that she was rushed to hospital for surgery this week. The reality TV star shared an image that showed her recovering in a hospital bed with a breathing tube in her nose and what appeared to be electrodes attached to her forehead. "I like to plan my week ahead. Perforated diverticulitis was not on my to-do list," she captioned the shock post. Continuing, she thanked her partner James Laws for springing into action to get Lisa to hospital. "Thanks Jimmy for getting me seen to and operated on quick smart. My doctor is the best vet on the northern beaches," Lisa joked. Diverticulitis is a condition where small pouches called diverticula in the colon become inflamed or infected. Perforated diverticulitis is a serious complication of the condition where an area of the bowel wall ruptures, allowing the contents of the colon to leak into the abdominal cavity. This can lead to peritonitis, a potentially fatal infection of the abdominal lining. Lisa's post was met with an outpouring of support and well wishes from friends and followers. "Wishing you a speedy recovery. It's hard to come by good vet doctors these days," one wrote while another chimed in with a similar, "sending big healing hugs." A third summed up the sentiment of many with, "Oh, that has got to suck. Hope you are on the mend and it's a quick recovery." It comes after Lisa alarmed her fans in November when she shared a shock photo to social media of her bleeding from the top of her head. She had her eyes closed and looked worn out in the photo, and in the caption she revealed the surprising way she injured herself. "Not the best way to start the day. Walking into the bathroom cabinet at 6:30 a.m. Lesson learned, I will not get up in single digits again," Lisa wrote. Her shocking post alarmed many of her fans who quickly took to the comment section to offer their well wishes. "Oh no. I hope you are all right," one concerned follower wrote. It's not the first time Lisa has shared photos of her facial injuries to social media. In July, she posted a similar image to Instagram, which captured a trail of blood running down her forehead from her scalp. "I am the clumsiest person on the planet," she wrote in her caption. "I sneezed really hard and managed to bang my head on the door I was closing at the time." Lisa also revealed to her followers in March that she had been diagnosed with myocarditis, an inflammation of the middle layer of the heart wall. "I thought it was the thrill of the win on Saturday, but turns out I have myocarditis," she wrote on social media. "Bit scary, but with lots of rest I should make a 100% recovery," she continued. One follower inquired, "Is it from your vaccine? Several friends of mine have myocarditis too and got it after they vaccinated." Lisa was quick to address their concern. "No, from my osteomyelitis from my broken toe," she responded. Lisa, who is the ex-wife of One Nation co-founder David Oldfield, rose to fame after starring The Real Housewives of Sydney in 2016. It was supposed to be a quiet week for Lisa Oldfield, at least by her standards. The outspoken and sharp-toned Real Housewives of Sydney alum had planned to spend the week sunning by the harbor, sipping Sauvignon Blancs, and continuing her famously unfiltered social media commentary, but life had other plans. In a dramatic twist that could rival any scene from her Arakitos days, Lisa Oldfield was rushed to a Sydney hospital late Monday night after experiencing what she called absolutely searing pain, like Satan himself was kneading my insides. What she initially thought was a stomach bug turned out to be far more serious. Doctors quickly diagnosed a ruptured appendix, requiring emergency surgery. "Well, that wasn't on my to-do list," Lisa quipped from her hospital bed, her signature snark fully intact even while clad in a hospital gown and hooked up to an IV drip. "I had a facial booked, a lunch date at Catalina, and a 3-hour nap with my dog. Instead, I got general anesthesia and a bunch of nurses poking around like I was a pincushion." According to hospital sources, Lisa was brought into the ER in considerable pain, but refused to let go of her Louis Vuitton overnight bag and insisted someone text Athena and tell her I'm not dead yet. The medical team moved quickly, and within hours she was under the knife. The surgery, though unexpected and urgent, was reportedly successful. "We were able to remove the ruptured appendix before infection spread too far," her surgeon stated, She's lucky she came in when she did. A few more hours and we would have been dealing with something far more dangerous. But in true Lisa Oldfield fashion, the health scare didn't dull her flair for drama. By the next morning, she was already posting hospital selfies to her Instagram stories, complete with sarcastic captions and hashtags like hashtag still fabulous, hashtag appendixtreatment, and hashtag where is my champagne. One selfie featured Lisa pouting into the camera, her blonde hair piled into a top-knot oxygen tubing in her nose, and the caption, "The real tragedy. This hospital lighting." Another showed her pointing accusingly at a tray of bland hospital food. "They call this chicken? I've seen more flavor in my ex's apologies." As fans flooded the comments with well wishes and concerns, Lisa remained characteristically blunt. "I'm fine, I'm not dying. Although if I had died, I expect Channel 7 would have already greenlit a memorial special titled The Most Honest Housewife of Them All." Old co-stars from RHOS were quick to respond too. Chrissy Marsh commented, "Only you would turn emergency surgery into content. Heal fast, darling." Maddie Samai, never one to hold back either, posted a throwback pic of the two clashing during season 1 and wrote, "Glad your mouth is still working. Hospitals don't stand a chance." Lisa and her wild antics became infamous during Real Housewives of Sydney's first and only season, where she quickly stood out as the razor-sharp, no-nonsense voice of reason, or chaos, depending on who you ask. Whether she was shutting down a spiritual seance with an eye roll or calling out hypocrisy with a martini in hand, Lisa was always ready with a retort. Though she later admitted she didn't enjoy filming the show as much as people assumed, calling it a special brand of torture only Bravo could mastermind, Lisa remains a cult favorite among international Housewives fans. Her brutally honest one-liners and total lack of filter made her both loved and loathed, and she's worn both badges proudly. Since stepping back from reality TV, Lisa has focused on her podcasting, political commentary, and raising her two sons. She's also been refreshingly candid about her personal life, including her split from controversial former politician David Oldfield. Their fiery dynamic was once its own headline-generating sideshow, but these days Lisa insists, "He's someone I text when the dog's sick or the kids need a lift. Beyond that, I enjoy our glorious distance." This recent health scare, however, seems to have nudged a slightly more reflective side of Lisa into view. "This whole experience has reminded me that even the most sarcastic liver can be a little fragile," she posted late Wednesday night. "Take care of yourselves, and for God's sake, don't ignore abdominal pain. I thought it was gas. It was not gas." Naturally, she added, "Also, shout out to the hot orderly who wheeled me into surgery. You made my night, right before I passed out." As of now, Lisa is expected to remain in the hospital for a few more days while she recovers. Doctors report she's healing well and is already complaining about the Wi-Fi speed, which they take as a very good sign. Rumors have already begun swirling online that this medical ordeal might just be the perfect plot point to rope Lisa back into a Housewives reboot. Fans on social media are clamoring for her return, appendix-free and sass intact. One user wrote, "Lisa Oldfield had emergency surgery and still managed to drag 3 people and an entree. Queen behavior. Bring her back." Another joked, "She didn't die, but if she had, she would have taken the Grim Reaper to court. Hashtag RHOS. Only time will tell if Lisa makes a triumphant return to reality TV. For now, though, she's content posting cheeky updates from her hospital bed, binge-watching crime documentaries, and demanding someone sneak in a decent flat white. "This whole thing has been humbling," she said in a voice note to her followers. "But I'm still me. Don't worry. The appendix is gone, but the attitude's still here." Would you like a follow-up headline for when she gets discharged?